When it comes to making rum cocktails, your choice of rum can really make or break the cocktail. As all us rum YouTubers say week in, week out on our channels, rum is the most diverse spirit category out there. Just because it says dark rum or white rum on the bottle or 4-year-old rum, all rums taste different. While I'm here, big shout out to my rum YouTube buddies, and I have massive FOMO for not being in LA right now, but go and check their channels out, Derek, Arminda and Brian. Now here on my channel, I'm not trying to get preachy. I'm not trying to tell you which rums you should be using in your cocktails or which rums you should be drinking neat. Of course, you can use whatever you want in cocktails, but hopefully what I can get across is how these rums differ in these cocktails. So today's dissection is the Hurricane. I have 13 mini Hurricanes over there ready to go, all been jumbled up, all using different rums. All rums that I would easily categorize as suitable dark rums to make this drink. Just to very quickly run you through the rums that I have chosen. Let's start off up here, and this will go through 1 to 13, numbered as they are. Number 1, Appleton 12-year-old. Here in the UK, probably not a cocktail rum, but in the US, cheap enough to use in there. And look, it's a 12-year-old rum. I personally wouldn't call it a dark rum, but many of you do. So that's in there. Chairman's Reserve Legacy, probably my all-star rum for this type of cocktail. How will it perform here? I don't know. St. Lucia, another St. Lucia brand. This is Bounty, their dark rum. They're cheaper brand than this. And it actually, most of the Bounty rums are column still, but this does have a blend of pot in it as well. And that is a phenomenal rum. And then a close comparison to Bounty would be the Plantation OD, Barbados and Jamaica rums in there. As you saw in the previous video, this is the rum that I kind of use. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Then rums 5, 6, 7 and 8 come from 2 stables. We've got Worthy Park in Jamaica, my king of Jamaica. I flipping love this rum, Worthy Select. Really good. Not what I would call a dark rum, especially when you've got Worthy 109 in there, but it does kind of course it does. You know, from a lot of people, that's darker than white rum, so it does feature. So we've got those two. Worthy 109 is pretty much, I don't know the DNAs, but I'm assuming pretty much kind of that, or loosely that, just aged in heavily charred barrels. So we've got that. And then we've got Planteray. I forgot, it's Planteray these days. Planteray Stables, the OFTD. Flipping Nora, that's delicious, and the Xaymaca from Jamaica. And then we have rums 9 through to 13, and kind of what I would call my sort of wild card rums here. Rum JM, I've got a funny feeling that this will perform phenomenally well in this round. Rum Colon, blend of El Salvador rum, but with Jamaica, highest of Jamaica, should be good. Black Top. It's a little bit, these two rums are a little bit more expensive, probably not on most people's minds for cocktail rums, but they are phenomenal rums. And again, high hopes for this. El Dorado 12 in the UK, probably definitely not a cocktail rum, but in the US, yes. And then pretty much a UK and Europe only rum. Flipping love this, the BTQ Rum Company signature blend. This is a blend of Jamaica and Guyana in there. So let's see how these all stack up. That is so good. Oh, so good. I tell you what, the Plantation OD, there's a lot to beat the Plantation OD in this cocktail. That is great. Right, before we get into it, look, I'm not going to, I think it would be foolish for me to rank these in 1 to 13th in last place. So what I probably will do, I don't know how this is going to go, but maybe look out for 3 groups. You know, all-star group, and if there's a winner, there's a winner. That's how we're going to roll. But I'd probably look for my all-star group. This middle tier would be, you know, these are great rums. And then the sort of bottom tier, probably okay rums, but these are better. So that's probably how I'm looking to group these. Now, just a couple of other things to note before I dive in. These have all been made with the same batch of citrus mix and fashion Ola syrup. So there's 1 batch gone from there, and the 2, 3 stronger rums have been sort of balance adjusted. So the OFTD, the Rum Colon, and the Worthy 109 kind of balanced adjusted just very slightly with the amount of alcohol I've used. But let's dive in for the first one. So first one, definitely out and out Jamaican rum in that. For me, if I really like that cocktail, that is too funky, too. Now for Jamaica heads, you're gonna really like that. But I think for mass market, which is my approach, probably doesn't do the cocktail justice like that does. So this is a good cocktail. I'm going to put this in the bottom tier at the moment. I'm potentially thinking there's a lot better rums coming. Right, the second one. Let's have a little taste of this. A Jamaican rum again. Oh, but that is lovely. And wow. So I've got that sort of Jamaican funkiness in there, but it's actually kind of really well. But that was, for me, a bit unbalanced, whereas this is kind of really nice. Actually, I really like that. That's different, totally different to what that drink is. But that's a really good drink. This has got to go straight in the top bracket. So like the benchmark rums, the really good rums. Right, number 3. Let's dive in for this one. It's Jamaican rum again. Oh, that's high Jamaican rum. Oh, that's sort of unbalanced. That is delicious. But again, you know, this is what I'm trying to get through to you. Is that a mass market hurricane? No. Is that a Rumheads hurricane? Yes. So I'm approaching this on a mass market level. So do not think I'm dismissing these rums, whatever they are. They've just got a bit more to them, and I think this cocktail deserves to be a bit more rounded. So for me, that's in the bottom tier again. But I really like them. I would drink them, but actually that's more easygoing. Right, the fourth one. Oh, that's better. That's got some body to it. It's no funk, really. That's a nice, well-balanced. There's some richness coming through in there. It's that lovely, that, you know, that rum is really in there. That's really good. I really like that. Actually, for me now, I think there's a clear bracket in the top, because I would put that, actually, for this cocktail, a bit better than what that is. So this is my bottom bracket. That's my sort of second tier. This is my top tier. This is a really good one. Right, the fifth one. Let's go in for this. Ooh, now that's different. Oh, that's really different. There's a lovely body to it. There's a lovely kind of flavours to it. It's not funky, but there's something really nice pushing out. I think this would have to sit tier 2, because there's just, again, you know, there's not going to be a bad hurricane here. There really isn't. But this is just my way of kind of showing you how the different rums work. This is a bit more harder work than what that is. It's some really quirky, interesting flavours coming off this. But, you know, comparing like for like, that's a straight down the line. Oh, what's that? Whereas this is, oh, what's that? You know, it's that kind of distinguishment. Right, number 6. Let's dive in for this. Oh, that's lovely as well. Oh, there's a lot of body to that. There's a lot of, how can I describe that? Again, it's not as forgiving as what that cocktail is. There's no, it's not what I would class as a funky Jamaican rum. Like a couple like those two, definitely. There is the, maybe it's like, maybe it's something like the El Dorado or the Black Tot or something like that. There's a lot more complexity to it. I think I would put this in the second bracket. Again, it's, you know, the funk is for non-funk lovers. The funk they're gonna put the people off the hurricane. This is not going to put people off the hurricane, but it's not, you know, it's not there. So again, my third tier for this one. Right, where are we now? Number 7, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, there's a lot of flavour in that. Oh, I really like that. That's up there with that one. That's really up there with that one. That's really nice. That's delicious. That's getting finished, properly getting finished. Lovely roundness, lovely boldness from the rum. I would say that's definitely got to be one of the darker, the black rums, the black blended rums in there. Has to be. Right. Ooh. Ooh, this is really good as well. This is lighter. This is lighter but flavour and super well balanced. Again, no, you know, it's not a funky Jamaican. The lightness makes me think it's not a longer aged rum. That's delicious. That's an all-rounder as well. That's use that rum on this cocktail menu, and that is getting sold. That definitely deserves to go up here. Yeah, big fan of that. Number 9. Delicious. Proper rounded. The rum's there. That fashion odour's there. That citrus is there. That's rounded. I might even be able to break this top category up into 2 as well, because this is, I think it was that one. That one, the first one. If that's the first one, I'm sure that's the first one that I put in that category. That's the one that kind of gives me like a little bit more, whereas this is like a straight down the line, really good rum, but just straight down the line. Definitely higher up than what these are for me. I'm just going to sit that one to one side for a second. I might be able to sort of split this category even more. Right, let's go for this. Oh, that's lovely as well. Oh, there's richness, boldness there. Oh, it's a little hint of Jamaican funk in there as well. Oh, that's a nice hint of Jamaican funk though. Nothing overpowering like that. It's a mellow Jamaican funk. That's a nice word. That deserves to go in this category as well. Really does. So again, distinguish between the last one I've just had in that, even though that's a straight down the line, inoffensive, really good, getting sold every day. That's a straight down the line, inoffensive, with just a little bit of extra flavour without going OTT. So I would actually put this in the top bracket. This is delicious. Love that. Right. So it's just 10, 11, 12. No, this is number 11. Go on, number 11. Right. Again, that's a bit, it's lovely. It doesn't excite me as much. Actually, it's a little bit kind of flat for me. Yeah, it's, if I didn't know better, I would say, if I thought I would have used like a light sort of Bacardi kind of rum, or something like 4-year-old or an 8-year-old. I don't know. It is nice. It's not a bad look. It's not a bad hurricane at all. They just excite me more. I'm going to sit that one there at the moment because I think that excites me more. Those excite me more. The one thing I'm thinking here is that potentially Jamaican funk doesn't suit this cocktail. And I haven't really contemplated that before, but this is interesting. Penultimate one. I could drink a lot of that. Do you know what? Actually, that's potentially my favourite so far, because it's just straight down the line with tasty flavour. It's well balanced. It is so well. Oh, I like that. It's not. There's no fun flavours jumping out at me like those two. But I like this. I like it. I do get a little hint of vanilla-y vibe coming off this. The first time it was a bit vanilla. I'm going to sit that one there. That could be an all-star. That's really tasty. Right, and the final one. Oh, again. For me, it's going here. That's nice. This is so hard to kind of tell you. But I said the rums make or break the cocktail. They kind of, it depends your level of, you know, your level of rumminess, what you kind of like. If you really don't want those Jamaican flavours, then those two, stay away from them. And if you really don't want like rich and robust flavours, if you want something straight down the line, you've got to stay away from those as well and sort of sit there. Oh, this is you know what, right? I think I was a bit ambitious with my 3 categories. I'm potentially going 5 categories here, because I think that is slightly better than these. Right, I'm just going to have another little sip and then we'll come back and go through this. Right, this is done and sorted. I've actually divided that top group into 3 subgroups as well. So I've got my outstanding, my next 2, you know, all right. So if I'm scoring these 10 out of 10, 9.8 out of 10, 9.5 out of 10. And then I think, if I'm being honest, there is actually a bit of a jump here, because I would probably give that like an 8 out of 10, maybe 8.5 out of 10 out of stretch. Let's say 8.5, because then I would go 8s for that. I would probably go 7.5s for that, and then maybe 6 or 7s out of 10 for those 2. But I want to emphasize again, if this makes any sense, there is not a bad hurricane here. A lot of you are going to enjoy those more than you do those. I just kind of go, as I say, I'm all about mass market, which kind of means entry, which kind of means, you know, what really does taste good and brings people into rum and rum cocktails. And I think for me, that's where my head is, because they are flipping delicious. You do get the rum, but the rum doesn't overshadow the cocktail like it does with those. Right, so if I'm sticking to those scores, those 7 out of 10s, let's look at these 7 out of 10s. What numbers have we got here? Number 8 and number 10. So number 8 is, oh wow, Plantation Xaymaca. So Jamaican. Plantation Xaymaca. And number 10, oh, the Rum Colon. Okay, so they're my kind of, you know, really high, big sort of Jamaican funk on these 2 rums. Then my 7.5 out of 10. I think that's right. Yeah, that's how I did it. Well, 7.5 out of 10. Number 12, El Dorado 12-year-old. Again, as I say, look, it's a great rum. It just doesn't give me what I want. So, and I'm kind of glad about that, because it's flipping expensive here in the UK, and I don't want that to be my favourite, because that's just stupid price to use in cocktails. So then my 8 out of 10s, let's kind of do these. Number 1, number 9, and number 5. 1, 5, and 9. So Appleton 12, Worthy Park Select, and what did I say? I've forgotten the other. 9. Rum JM. There we go. So those 3 make up my 8 out of 10. So, you know, 8 out of 10 is still a really good score. I'm a little bit disappointed by that, but I get it, because of the Jamaican sort of funk that comes off of there. Sometimes you don't want that funk coming off a cocktail. So yeah, I'm really happy with that. I did expect that to do a little bit better for me, but I can't, you know, blind tasting, I can't argue with it. And then before we get up to the top 3, the last one here, number 11, is Black Tot. So again, oh, you know, great cocktail, but probably, as I say, I think that was the one I said it just wasn't as balanced as what these are. So interesting results. We've still got the Worthy in here. We've got the Bouncy. Wow. Oh, we've got the Boutique here as well. Wow, some great rums to come. Right. I think I categorised these as 9.5 maybe. I don't know, but let's go for it. Number 13, number 7, and number 4. 4, 7, and 13. 4, 7, and 13. Plantation OD. Okay. Plantation OFTD. Remember, that was balance adjusted, so I used less rum, but the flavour obviously shone through in there when you use less rum. So actually it does go a little bit further. And number 13 was that one. Signature blend number 2, which is Jamaica and Guyana. So actually for me, tasted better than Black Tot, which is, well, it's got a lot in it, but Barbados, Jamaica, Guyana, I think there's other little bits in that as well. But great, so a Planteray little double there, and the Boutique Rum Company signature number 2. So this is really interesting now, because we have 2 of my favourite rums here. Well, 3 of my favourite rums, to be fair, but it's still a Jamaican one that comes out. And I've got a funny feeling, because one of those did give me little Jamaican funky vibes. So if I'm having a hunch now, I think that's Bouncy. And I think that's Chairman's Legacy and Worthy, or whichever way around, Chairman's Legacy and Worthy 109 in there. That has to be the bounty, because that was just lighter, flavour forward, but just, that was really, really good. So let's have a look at this. Number 2 and number 6. So Chairman's Legacy and Worthy 109. There we go. Which means the Bounty Dark again. Didn't this... What was the other recent blind tasting I did this in, where this came out top? I can't argue with that. This is a great, great rum. Flavour forward, blended to perfection. It's got this boldness and richness to it without being over the top. It does offer me more. And I do think, thinking back, I think this is a couple of times now where this has pipped the Plantation OD in this. Remember, that's a blend of Jamaica and Barbados, and this is just all out St. Lucia. But look, any of those rums that I've put here, I'm going to say it again, try them, but I just want you, the takeaway from this video is that they are not interchangeable. By a long, long way, they are really not interchangeable. They will give you the very different finishes, very different vibes. Some people are going to hate them. As I said, the non-funk lovers are absolutely going to hate the bottom 2 that I put there, the real Jamaican funky forward rums. But those of you that really want Jamaican funk are going to hate these. It's just how it goes. But hopefully I can guide you a little bit better. Hopefully you've taken some takeaways here. In the comments below, tailing on from the last video that I did where I deep dived into the Hurricane, what other cocktails would you like me to see dissect on this channel? Let me know in the comments below. I have also got a few other content buckets. There'll be something coming a little bit different coming next week as well. But until then, see you soon.